No one can ever be married to only one person in their lifetime. No one can ever be married to only one person in their lifetime, because there are many persons in that one person you marry that will show up in the course of your lifetime together. I really pray that you get this, because see, one of the things you need to understand is that this series is called the New Rules of Love Masterclass. The game is the same, but the rules have changed. So when we say new rules, we are saying that if you are still playing by the old rules, you are operating based on expired syllabus. And that's why everybody that is a part of this house, that is a part of the kingdom, should make sure that they listen and get the download and go to the social media and continue to watch this. Because, see, many times a lot of people get into trouble and they are confused just because of this. Listen and listen well. When you come before the altar to marry, you are coming before the altar with someone. That person you are coming before the altar with is one person. And you are making a commitment to that person. They are going to be married to that person for life. Guess what? That one person you are making a commitment to has many dimensions within them that will unfold in the course of your lifetime together. It is said that everyone changes every 5 years. Most of the people you see today, if you knew them 5 years ago, you will realize that the ones that you know today are a new version, a new dimension of those that you know before. So I always like to use marriage, between a man and a woman to help us understand. When you met your wife, you met her as a single lady. When you met her, you were not married to her. So you met her as a single lady, hoping to be married. So when you were getting married, you were getting married to a version of that woman that you met. But guess what? While she was yet to be married to you, she was someone. She had a version to herself, and she was hoping to get married. There were some things that she could not lay claim on. There are some things she could not introduce and bring to the table because she was not yet married. The very minute you get married to her, you have now come into another chapter of that relationship. You are no more married to a single lady, you are married to a wife. Now, when you were not married, she was not yet your wife. But now that you are married, she's now your wife. And now you begin to see the wifely dimension coming out. You begin to see her coming up with some things because now she has a stake. Now her destiny is at stake. Now she has staked her future for you, to you, and with you. And you cannot expect her to be silent and to be docile and to be an onlooker or an observer in a marriage that belongs to her. So even when, okay, let's assume now that you get married to her, and then by the time she comes on board, she begins to say, oh, sorry, I don't think we should do this. I don't like this. I don't like that. You're like, you don't like it. This thing has been there before you came. Well, she's here now. Because whether you like it or not, you may build a house. Men don't own homes. Only women build homes. Men build houses. Women build houses. But only a woman can build a home. A man cannot build a home. So whether you like it or not. So when you build a house, she turns it to a home. So by the time she comes on board, she begins to come up with some stuff. And then you're like, wow, that's a wife. Guess what? The very minute she gets pregnant, and she gets pregnant, your wife is gone forever. I mean forever. In fact, if you don't understand, forever, ever, gone forever. You know why? Now she's going to become a pregnant woman. You have never been married to a pregnant woman before. And many people, it is that state that see all kinds of things. Why are you spitting everywhere? Why are you so hungry? How can you be hungry? You want to eat pawpaw in the middle of the night. Is this a village? Where do you want me to see pawpaw? And then you will begin to realize all kinds of cravings, all kinds of hormonal changes, all kinds of stuff. And that is another stage where a lot of people have crisis in their marriages because they have never been married to a pregnant woman before. By the time she now has a child, level 4, you are now married to a mother. So you were married to a single lady, then you were married to a wife, then you are married to a pregnant woman, now you are married to a mother. And now that she's a mother, she has become a mother forever. That is another level entirely. So you will now find out that once she becomes a mother, another aspect of her will come up. and then the child begins to contend with you, and then it becomes the battle of Muzanga. That breast that you are the only one that had authority over, somebody else is struggling for the best. You will now be on the queue as if you want to collect new Naira notes, waiting for your portion. Why? Because now the person is a mother. So, and before you know it, they are ready to do anything for the children. You that brought them into the home, you that married them, you that got them to become a mother, you are now like on the queue. And you are like, do you love the children more than me? Hey, did I say I love them more than you? Okay, oh. Wahala dey. Wahala dey. So what are we saying? You need to understand that these are new rules. So whether you are a man, you are a woman, a lot of women don't understand this also. Now let me help the woman get this. When you met that guy, he was a single man, and he was hunting for you and courting you. So he was calling you, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Every time he sees you, oh, how are you doing today? Oh, yeah, oh, don't be stressed. Because the guy is still courting you. The very minute you now say, yes, I'm going to marry you, you see that the thing will reduce. Now you start talking about, let's do this, let's do that. Before you know it, the day you now get married, a lot of men has now become husband. That man that was so loving, so caring, so considerate, that is always asking, how are you? All of a sudden, it seems as if he doesn't care. You know why? Responsibility has come. He's thinking of house rent. He's thinking of how to feed you, feed the children that is coming. And before you know it, you're like, I didn't know. You are now married to a husband. And then he wants to begin to do, especially these African men with ego. He wants, excuse me, no, you can't do that. No, I'm the head of this house. Who is contending your headship? So before you know it, the man becomes a different man altogether. And a lot of people don't understand this. So note it. No one can ever be married to only one person in their lifetime, because that one person has different dimensions of themselves.